2019 Kia Picanto hatchback review. Since taking place sale this year, the outgoing Kia Picanto found in excess of 1.4 million homes during its life cycle, with a lot more than 300,000 of such in Europe. Kia's smallest model inside the lineup is Essential. It's the final best-selling model within the UK range. The new one aims to carry on that success using the Korean company's philosophy of any great ownership prospect for customers having a combination of sporty styling, a generous equipmentality and practicality. The new Picanto's wheelbase is continuing to grow 15 mm above the old model, and also the wheels are better the edges from the car, seeking to improve interior space and still provide a more grown-up, refined driving experience. With competition in the Hyundai i10, the Volkswagen Up, Skoda Citigo, Seat Triumvirate, Vauxhall Viva, Renault Twingo and Peugeot 108/Citroën C1 and Toyota Aygo, the newest Kia Picanto features a job on its hands when it wants to dominate town car class. Watch, Kia Picanto vs Skoda Citigo vs Citroën C1. Kia's family look occurs and correct. From the outdoors, the modern Picanto is easily recognizable to part in the Kia family, having its tiger nose front grille, big headlamp units and gaping lower bumper. At a corner it's a less difficult design that appears more comparable to its predecessor than at the front end, but it's neat with LED lights plus a practical, wide-opening tailgate for entry to the boot. Kia claims it provides more load space than some of its rivals. However, you can watch more to do with that inside practicality area of this review. Choice of 3 petrol engines. From launch, the Kia Picanto engine range contains 2 petrol engines, a single 0.0-litre 3-cylinder unit with 67 horsepower and an even more powerful 84 horsepower 1.25-litre petrol that you'll find underneath the bonnet with the outgoing car. Joining the stove later in 2019 can be a turbocharged 100 horsepower 1.0-litre TGDI engine found within the larger Rio and Ceed, all of which will likely be a favorite choice for those covering higher miles on fast roads, particularly in combination with higher spec models. Familiar, well-equipped trim levels. The Picanto will track the usual Kia numerical trim level structure, 1, 2, 3, with sporty-looking GT Line and GT Line S specifications conveniently obtainable. All cars come that has a radio, electric front windows and 6 airbags as standard. The premium GT Line S trim includes goodies such sat-nav, heated seats and tire, a sunroof, cruise control and Bluetooth phone connectivity. Petrol power would be the only option. All engines need spending so much time. Turbo petrol might be worth anticipating. If you're considering a Kia Picanto since your next car, likelihood is you're not really racing it around country lanes or looking at the motorway for many miles at a time. That's an excellent because Kia Picanto performance isn't the strongest when you'd like to press on. However, that's not what this car is approximately at all, thus it would be unfair to mark it down for not maintaining something like a large saloon. Around town, the entry-level 1.0-litre petrol with 67 horsepower feels surprisingly eager on account of respectable throttle response and also a thrummy 3-cylinder soundtrack egging yourself. Come to some hill though. Also it runs out of puff pretty quickly, meaning you should gain, and look after, momentum approaching it, or make good use from the 5-speed manual gearbox. Luckily, it's slick and precise, having a short throw when you should change down a cog or two. Keep the revs high and it is 96 Nm of torque will endeavor to drag you inside the hill. This engine go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 14.3 seconds. So don't try to initiate any drag races on the lights unless you're against a bicycle. Offering more responsive performance may be the 1.25-litre with 84 horsepower and 122 Nm of torque, again driven using the front wheels along with a 5-speed manual gearbox. A 4-speed automatic is available too with this engine. It's one to go for should you regularly drive out of town due to more power and torque. It's that little more flexible so you won't get changing down gears quite as often. However, it doesn't possess the character with the 3-cylinder unit and isn't everything that inspiring to rev to the red line. This engine will require the Picanto from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 12.0 seconds, 13.7 seconds with the auto. The 1.0-litre TGDI is likely to be the antidote when you need more performance but nevertheless want some three-cylinder character. We're yet to operate a vehicle the Picanto with this particular engine installed, but a 0 to 62 miles per hour period of 10.1 seconds is usefully nippier compared to other two offerings, but it'll without doubt be the more costly option. For now, when you're just pootling about town, the 1.0-litre is ideal and may keep the costs down. If you choose to need to stretch its legs for the weekend, the 1.25-litre can make motorway driving a tad bit more relaxing and fuel-labored. Gearboxes. Standard on all versions in the Picanto is really a 5-speed manual gearbox. It's slick and precise to make use of and feels well matched towards the car's engines and character. The gear lever falls easily to hand, plus the throw on the gearbox isn't too much time, either. Those looking for an automatic develop the option of taking a 4-speed automatic, which we're yet to sample. It's only provided by the 1.2-litre petrol though. Composed handling. Accurate steering. But still not exciting. Kia worked hard to enhance the way in which the brand new Picanto handles. Despite being precisely the same overall length because the car it replaces, the wheelbase may be lengthened by 15 mm and also the wheels at the moment are right at the perimeters of the auto, not just boosting interior space but its stability traveling. It's noticeable too, with civilized road manners making the Picanto feel a more impressive car PC really is. Body control is tidy with a little roll present with the corners. As you move the stiffened anti-roll bars let the car to corner more flatly. The steering is well weighted too, avoiding the standard issue of artificially light-feeling steering that afflicts the majority of its city car rivals. Impressive numbers of grip mean it is possible to corner within the Picanto faster than you think that, which can be reassuring should you ever misjudge a good bend. One example is: on the move, the Picanto feels agile, specifically when zipping around city streets. The turning circle is tight and visibility is useful for maneuvering, too. The Picanto also seems to T-watch the fishing line between comfortable and sporty. While it drives well, it doesn't have overly firm suspension that jars over harsh bumps inside the road. It copes admirably when presented using a pothole or broken road surfaces and do not transmits them towards the cabin a lot of. It strikes an outstanding balance. However, if comfort is the priority, we'd stop the 16-inch rims on sporty high-spec trim levels. They might stand out, however the effect on ride comfort is noticeable. The imperfections of a normal road surface are amplified, while larger bumps and cracks are transmitted into your cabin, which has a sharper, more uncomfortable edge. Interior design as with any other Kia. Attractive, user-friendly design. Feels solid and well developed. Kia has created huge strides together with the cabin on the new Picanto, taking cues from your larger cars and their range. Dominating the dashboard can be a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system that sits proud on the dash and is also very easy to use as a result of clear graphics and big buttons to gain access to key functions. Lower down, the heating and ventilation controls are simple to get to, while the tire feels nice with you. There are some nice design touches such as being the upright air vents at either side on the cabin along with a bit of full-width trim making the inside feel slightly wider. PC really is. It's relatively simple to find a comfortable driving position, but observe that the Picanto doesn't currently accommodate seat height adjustment. This likely won't be an issue for average height drivers, although that surrounding an exceptionally tall or short stature may struggle. Visibility is a useful one too, because of lots of glass, lower window lines and small pillars, making the vista out really good indeed. Comfort levels are high from the Picanto. Comfortable seats are supportive. Suspension takes up lumps and bumps. The big car feel on the Picanto is basically down to its interior and also the grown-up driving experience. The cabin is usually a pleasant location to spend time, which has a practical design that allows the driver for getting comfortable quickly. There's average quantities of adjustment from the comfortable driver's seat. While the tire only adjusts for angle, you are able to move it inside and out. Visibility is a great one, and all the vehicle's controls are within easy reach and therefore are clearly labeled. It's a breeze to navigate about the Picanto's cabin. Impressive ride comfort. In relation to ride comfort, the Picanto strikes a superb balance between being good to operate a vehicle and relaxing. The suspension soaks in harsh bumps perfectly indeed, rather than transmits it through for the cabin. We drove the auto on a mixture of smooth Spanish tarmac and broken rural roads, also it coped well indeed together with the worst surfaces. There were no rattles, along with the car remained composed the main time. 5 trim levels from 1 to GT Line S. Mid-range cars provide everything most buyers requires. Top of the range GT Line S adds. While standard equipment on entry-level Grade 1 cars can be sparse, there's plenty of essential gadgets and conveniences available in mid-range to premium spec models. Standard Kia Picanto hatchback equipment. 1. Opt with the base spec 1 car and there's little from the way of standard equipment. Included inside the price is electric front windows, remote locking, FM, AM radio with O and USB ports, a tilt-adjustable leader, 6 airbags and 60 hours 40 minutes split folding rear seats. 2. Move approximately Grade 2, likely to become the most popular from the UK, and essentials like aircon, electric rear windows, heated electric door mirrors and Bluetooth phone connectivity are common standard. There's additionally a few visual tweaks included, too, for instance a leather trim tire and gear lever, body-colored door handles and side mirror housings, a chrome grille surround plus 14-inch alloy wheels in preference to steel rims. 3. Trim Grade 3 would be the first to add in autonomous emergency braking as standard in the Advanced Driving Assistance Pack, it being optional on 1 and 2 spec cars. Featuring pedestrian recognition, efforts to stop vehicle if someone walks outside in front, it's available for an option on 1 and 2 spec cars. Other standard goodies will include a 7-inch infotainment screen, sat-nav, climate control, rear parking sensors, and rear parking camera, 15-inch alloy wheels, cruise control along with a 6-speaker DAB-enabled stereo audio. Electric folding mirrors are included, handy for when you frequently park on narrow streets. GT Line. GT Line is truly one of 2 trim levels that suches a number of striking visual tweaks towards the Picanto's styling. Sports front and back bumpers and side sills adorn GT Line Picantos, just like standard fit dual exhausts, red and black faux leather seats, LED indicators, daytime running lights and privacy glass on a corner windows and tailgate. There's little from the way of additional equipment on the 2 spec car though, meaning when you want the sporty looks plus a full group of gadgets, top spec GT Line S could be the only way to go. GT Line S. The Picanto's flagship trim level, GT Line S is sold with all the style and visual addenda with the regular GT Line cars, yet adds a swathe of additional equipment as well as it. So in addition for the standard kit on 3 spec cars, GT Line S adds big car tech including keyless entry and keyless ignition, heated seats, a heated steering and wireless phone charging. There's even an electrical sunroof, a rarity on small city cars. Optional Kia Picanto hatchback accessories. As could be the case generally Kias, there's hardly any to choose from the way of optional extras. Thankfully there's still an extensive choice of exterior colors available, from subtle standard and optional shades, to louder plus more distinctive premium hues. Included inside latter is silver frost, chili red and pop orange, all certain to make your Picanto stand out in the crowd. Safety good with optional kit. Autonomous emergency braking available. Stiffer structure needs to be beneficial. The Picanto's lighter, stronger structure only agreed to be enough correctly to score a 3-star rating from the 2019 Euro NCAP crash tests, only rising to 4 stars for versions fitted with automatic emergency braking, EB. There are 6 airbags as standard, having an optional knee airbag available, too, in addition to several active safety systems. There's VSM, Vehicle Stability Management, with Escape, Electronic Stability Control, which keeps your vehicle in check by braking when cornering a touch too vigorously, while lever can also be standard on 3 specification and above. Tire pressure monitoring also keeps a watchful eye on your tires for you personally, and can ping up a warning about the dashboard should they drop below what they really should be. Plenty of passenger space. Choice of 4 years old or 5 seats. Biggest boot inside city car class. Due towards the wheelbase increase, the Picanto offers more space before, and one on the most spacious interiors among its rivals. There's a good amount of space inside front for a few adults. It's the narrow body that could make it feel more cramped, but that's the way it is for any city car. In the trunk, there's enough room for just 2 adults to take a seat comfortably on longer journeys, although fitting a 5th passenger in about the odd occasion would have been a bit of any squeeze. There's no 3-door option from the Picanto, so access to the back is easy via wide-opening rear doors, which has to be boon for mums and dads needing to fit child seats inside the rear. Class-leading boot space. The boot on the new Picanto is larger than all its main rivals at 255 liters. The Volkswagen Up, Skoda Citigo, Seat Metrio and Hyundai i10 compare to rivaling the Picanto, but others just like the Vauxhall Viva and Peugeot 108/Citroën C1/Toyota Aygo are typically well off the pace. There's a split-level boot floor to adopt advantage of too, and when it's within the highest position and you have to fold the trunk seats down, you'll be presented having a flat load area after the seats are folded. Space is really a generous 1010 liters when you are doing this. Plenty of storage throughout. Kia has lavished storage spaces on the brand new Picanto. The door bins are of a decent size and definitely will fit a water bottle and several odds and ends, even though the compartment below the aircon controls is large and broken into 2 because of a little shelf within the middle. For the first time in a city car, based on Kia, there's a little sliding armrest between front seats with sufficient storage inside for a tiny bottle or even a pair of sunglasses.